right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We definitely appreciate you guys watching. I got my boy here, Nick, and we're going to talk about concealed carry, and we're going to talk about weapons mounted light. I know that's a pretty controversial topic. People talk about, having a light on your pistol versus carrying a flashlight, and it's always an argument over that. I know Nick has his own opinion on it, and I got my opinion as well. So we're going to talk about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this type of videos, click like. Let me know. If you don't like it and you think this suck, let me know as well. So, Nick, tell me about your channel, man.
Nick with Practically Tactical here, YouTube channel, also a podcast available on iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff. Mainly focuses on firearms instruction, but we cover related firearms topics as well.
All right, cool. If you haven't subscribed to Nick, I'm going to put his link down below. So go ahead and check him out. You're going to like the channel. So with that being said, man, I got to tell you, you guys know I was a Marine for a long time. You know, I done so much training that it's ridiculous. I mean, I shot Esper in the pistol many times in the Marine Corps. I shot an Esper in the rifle, and I done a lot of low light shooting, night vision shooting in the dark, all that cool stuff. I done a lot of that stuff. And you told me something that kind of like blew my mind. When you make that statement or when you make the comment that if something happened in some type of home defense and you need a light and you need to pick up one of your children, you may want it. You're gonna have to use your non-support hand, your weak hand, whatever they call it nowadays, and you may have to use the flashlight and the pistol with the same hand. And that kind of like prompted me to get a light, man. That comment right there I thought was a pretty good comment. So what do you think? Tell me a little bit about that. What do you came out with that concept, or how did that hit you?
Well, I did a video on it actually. So I did a video on at least why I carry a light. But what really made me realize, for those that follow my channel, listen to the show, they know I have a million little kids. They're literally running around like a group of elephants upstairs right now. But usually the way it works is, again, we have so many kids, we usually never go anywhere alone. So there's always, again, we have 2 kids under the age of 4. So ones that if something were to happen, whether it be just a simple, get out, get away, or something even worse to where I had to draw my gun, that kid is going to have to be grabbed and moved. I'm not just going to let it run around in the middle of a gunfight. And so, and again, for all those parents out there, they always usually end up at Walmart at about 10 o'clock at night because there's always something you don't have, whether it be diapers, wipes, milk, whatever. And again, we have our kids with us. So that really comes down to, if something were to happen to where if I had to, actually draw my gun at night, I might need a light. And so if I'm holding the kid, that means I can't grab my flashlight that's in my back left pocket. If something were to happen, I need to identify, or something happens, I need a light. I can manipulate this one-handed, whether it be intermittent or just on all the time.
Right.
There's a bunch of other good lights out there as well, but that's the type of thing that, and it also just frees up a hand. If something were to happen and you need a light, guess what? Weapons by light also gives you a free hand.
Right.
The biggest thing for me is I have little kids with me. If something were to happen, even in a home defense scenario, I'm going to probably need that other hand, that other arm to carry, move, or grab to do something with a kid. And I'm going to need a light because you got to identify a threat before you shoot it. So a weapon mounted light just offers that versatility. I still carry in my pocket a light because, again, I'm not going to take my gun out and use the light to look for my keys I dropped, in the parking lot. So light is your friend.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, you have to have a flashlight. You have to be able to identify a threat before you engage. I mean, you have to be able to see what you're shooting at. I mean, if you start shooting without identifying that threat, you're probably going to go to jail, because you're probably going to shoot somebody that you're not supposed to. You have to see that threat. So again, I think the controversial part comes down to, you turn that light on, and now people think that, of course, the bad guys are going to target the light, which an intent is probably going to hit you. And to me, in the Marine Corps, they kind of teach you like you adapt and overcome. You're never going to find the perfect situation. You're always going to have something that is going to come out wrong. You're always going to have some type of issue. There's always going to be a vulnerability that you won't be able to cover. You know what I'm saying? As much training as you have, at some point, something's going to go totally wrong, and you're just going to have to adjust and overcome. And again, you know, like you say, it's nice to grab that light and take care of business, but you have a kid. Now you're grabbing your kid. So you're making a decision of grabbing the flashlight or grabbing your kid. So again, you know, I hate when people what if the situation, because again, you don't know the situation, you don't know what's going to happen, and having the capability to me is good. It's better to have it and not use it than, you
Yeah.
know, need it and not have it. I mean,
Well, no,
go ahead,
you're absolutely right. And a couple points too is, you know, why do we carry a light? To so we can see, right? So we're trying to replicate the sun. So the first thing is carry as many lumens as you can. So like I have the TLR1, which is 200 lumens. You have the TLR1HL, which is 600 lumens, 500 lumens.
yeah, like
Um,
630, I want to say.
yeah, I would hands down recommend yours because again, we're trying to replicate the sun, to quote William Petty. So we want as much lumens as we can, but let's also not forget that it's also a force multiplier. So, for example, if I take my weapon mounted light and I point it in your face, guess what?
Yep.
You know that can have a lot of effects. They can lose their night vision, they can lose sight, they can't really see who you are. And also, if it's in a dark area, when you're casting light down, they can't see anything behind. So
Right.
that's another point. But what a lot of people forget too is, let's say you come into your home and it's dark, and for some reason there's a robber in your house or something. Don't you think they're going to have a light too?
Yeah.
So you got to remember too. You also got to remember about in the back of your mind that battle of lumens. Do you want someone that's going to point a light at you? Because you remember too, if there's two lights battling each other, the most powerful light's going to win in sorts. It doesn't work. It doesn't like magic rays fight or anything. But you got to remember something too is the bad guy can also have light too. So
Right.
you know those are just a few small points of really why I carry a weapon mounted light, and I think they're critically important of why you should carry one.
Yeah. I think when it comes down to home defense, it is straight up a knee. If you have a home defense pistol, you better have a lie on it. I mean, that's just a knee. When it comes down to concealed carry, because you actually conceal carry that Glock 17 with the light, right?
Yep.
Yeah. When it comes to concealed carry, I get it. Some people won't carry a flashlight. Got it. You know, I may be like, because I do it as well. And I know the Glock 43, they just came out with a TLR6. I know Mr. Guns and Gear just did a review on it, and it
Yeah.
looked pretty good. Mattel was a guy who actually told me about it. And the first time I saw the TLR6, it was like, man, I want to say the retail price was over $200 or like high 100 and something. And
Yeah.
I was like, hell, I'm not gonna buy that. That's too much money. But I actually sold them in Amazon for about $99. So I may get it. I may get a holster because I don't see like it doesn't really add up too much to the pistol. So I think it would be pretty beneficial to have it. But I don't even know where I'm going with this one. But
Well, I know. I think it really going to where it doesn't hurt to have a weapon mounted light.
right.
It only adds to the tools available that you have.
Yeah.
And again, the number one thing you talked about, you have to PID, so positive identify a target. You know, again, if you run without a light, you know, and you find someone in your house, are you just going to start shooting? You know, then come to flip your lights on or whatever. Oh, it's a 16-year-old drunk girl. You know, it doesn't hurt to have a light to help you PID people.
No, and I like what you said. And this is what a lot of people are thinking. Just because you have a light on your pistol or your shotgun or whatever you're using, you know, in this case, we're talking about handguns. It doesn't mean it's replacing your other handgun. I mean, your other flashlight. It's just an
Exactly.
additional capability. So definitely have that light. And if you have to use it, you use it. But don't replace it with your regular flashlight. You're still gonna have your flashlight. You still could utilize this flashlight, you know, as you clearing your house or like you know, moving around your house. You could still use it as a tracking device. You could do all that, but if something happened and you have to dish this light, you're still gonna have this one in your pistol. So to me, it's a win-win situation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely, I agree.
So, all right. So hopefully that helps somebody. Let me know what you think down in the comments. You got anything coming up in your channel, Nick?
Just more shows and be hitting up some training soon.
Cool.
So videos from that and all that good stuff.
I can't wait to see them. I was gonna make some comments about that, but can't wait to see them. All right, guys. If you like this type of videos, click like. Let me know in the comments what you think about the flashlight. Do you agree? You disagree? Do you prefer, you know, a weapons mount light? Do you prefer to have your whatever, guys? Whatever you guys do, let me know down in the comments. Let's start a conversation. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. and God is in control.